I'll be doing my presentation on Redwood tree bark. Tree bark in general is the outermost layer of stems and roots of woody plants. It contains cork, cambium, phloderm, cortex, phloem, vascular cambium, and xylem. There are several contributing factors to the texture and color of the bark, but the very core of it would be its structure, compounds, pollutants, and some other outside sources that affect the color of the bark. So with structure, it affects the texture of the bark with the types of cells that it's made up of. Some of those cells are lenticels, pores in bark that allow gases to diffuse into the tree and cause them to have long horizontal dark lines. Sometimes there's even white lines in other species, or green if moss or lichen grow in them, and also contribute to the thickness and thinness of the bark. Compounds, there are certain compounds that can be found in the bark, such as resins, oils, and tannins that may give it its color. Also, pollutants or pollution accumulation can make bark go black because of smog and coal fumes. Other contributing factors to the color of the bark are moss and lichens, which can make bark look green, gray, white, black, or orange. So on the redwood tree bark appearance itself, it is soft, stringy, and fibrous. The reason for the redwood's bark's cracks and furrows in it, which give it its distinctive fluted appearance, is because of the cambium layer. As the cambium layer grows, it moves outward, producing another layer of wood from the inside, while at the same time producing phloem and bark ahead of itself. As it pushes outward, leaves tissue behind itself and ahead of itself. The redwood trees come in reddish brownish colors, and as it grows older, gray. And in some rare cases, in certain species of the redwood, the bark can be a light auburn color. So redwood tree bark contains tannin, which provides protection against fire, insects, fungus, and diseases which might damage the tree. The trees tend to have a thick, corky bark, which insulates them from heat and fire, and can grow up to about 1 or 2 feet in thickness. The redwood tree bark, while it is amazing at resisting fire and rotting, actually is very brittle. When loggers cut down the tree, they would have to cushion the fall because the tree, if it isn't properly cushioned, would shatter. Another contributing factor to the tree bark properties and appearances is the burl. The burl is a regenerative property of the redwood and a very key survival technique of the redwood. The burl is made up of dormant redwood stems and is living in the bark itself. As the burl grows whenever any part of the redwood tree is cut, damaged, injured, diseased, or any of those sort of negativities. The burl, as you can tell from the picture, is a lumpy outgrowth from the tree's trunk and is often seen at the base near the roots of the tree. The trees have saplings that sprout from these burls and creates another tree that is genetically identical to the original tree. So to quickly sum up, redwood tree bark is fibrous, thick, and furrowed with long vertical ridges, and its cracking and furrowing due to the cambium layer gives it a distinct fluted appearance, which allows us to tell what is redwood and what is not. The bark itself is 2 feet in thickness and can be even lower or even higher in some cases. And the colors are usually typically reddish brown, and as it grows older, it can be gray, and in some rare cases in a special species can be a light auburn color. So that was my presentation. Thank you for listening.